Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. So, my buddy Patrick and I are about to do a test here. Gut versus gut. Champions Choice? Maybe. Stay tuned. Alright, so my buddy Patrick started playing tennis maybe 2-3 years ago, and he's always used a super heavy racket, a la Fed, and he's always seemed to keep gravitating towards Champions Choice, just like Fed too. The gut on the main and the ALU rough on the cross, strung at 55 pounds. And he's loved it. He's loved it. So I decided to do a test with him. I decided to do the Babolat version of it, which is VS Gut Black mains and RPM 17 cross on his other racket. 55 pounds also. Now, as you can see, it's pretty well worn now. So it's been about a month, maybe a little bit more. Actually, I already see some, look at the wear one versus the other. If you can see it, I'll bring it up. See the wear on this? Lack of wear on that. All right, so Patrick, you've been on this Champions Choice gut main, 55 pounds for, I want to say 2-3 years now.
Yeah.
And I mean, you've liked it. You've kept coming back to it no matter what else I try to put you in. I mean, what is it about this string that you like so much?
I think the biggest thing, well, one, we were trying to save my arm.
Right. Oh,
right. I was getting a little elbow pain, little shoulder pain.
Right.
And we made that switch and it felt great. And then I think I had to dial it in.
Right.
But I think what I like about it is I don't know if it's mentally I feel more confident.
Okay.
You know,
okay.
I swing through everything. It feels nice. I kind of have a feeling of what the ball is going to do after I miss it.
Got it.
80% of the time.
So, you know, Patrick's one of those people who need a heavy racket because he swings for the fence. So when he connects, you definitely feel the fullness of the string.
Right. And that was by luck, right? If I remember correctly. I think you had one of your Fed mods set up.
Right. And then you
and
fell in love with
I hit it a couple of times. You're just like, oh,
yeah.
Right? There's some magical feeling in your hands.
Right.
So I wanted to keep it. I wanted to try it.
The Fed magic.
And I kept it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then now I decided to change you up to see if you could tell a difference or if there even was a difference with Babolat's version, which is kind of all black, black gut 16 VS, and then RPM 17 on the cross. Now, what did you feel?
Right after you strung it, I felt it was very board-like.
Mm.
And then you're like, give it some time, right? These even have that, everything has to break in.
Mm-hmm.
So we hit with it. Then all of a sudden, I just felt like I'm hitting everything thin with it.
What does that mean, thin?
So let's see, how do I explain it? It's not, the stiff is not the word. I felt like I made the same swing, same contact, but everything was falling 8 feet shorter,
I see.
5 feet shorter.
I see.
So I felt like I had to swing harder.
Oh, okay.
So I was swinging for the fences more with this because I felt like everything was different. Like the sweet spot was smaller, which is not the case, right?
Mm-hmm, right.
I just felt, I don't know if I was swinging up on it more, trying to impart more spin because I didn't feel like I was controlling it as much as this. So I don't know if it was a mental feeling. So I physically felt like I got to swing harder with it.
So it's been a month. I strung both of these at the same time, and it's been maybe over a month, and you've gotten a chance to, wear them both down.
Right.
And even till this day, it still feels that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even when they're broken in, this one just feels thinner. I don't know how to explain it other than thinner. Maybe there's a better word for it.
Okay.
Like what we were talking about earlier, there's like a rubber bandness.
Right. There's a
the
fullness of this.
Yeah.
I feel like the sweet spot on this, like when it hits the strings, it absorbs like that and then shoots out. Like a slingshot, like what we were talking about. This one doesn't quite have that slingshot effect.
No.
So I'm guessing that's what you mean by thinness there.
So based on all the different poly setups you gave me and the soft poly setups and the multi-filament setups and every setup I want, even by color, I would say if there's a word, right? When you hit with gut, there's a boing. This one feels like boing without the G.
I see.
Right? It's like that's a full boing. This is not. It's almost like a boing. Right?
I see.
I don't know how better to explain it. That's what it just feels like in my hand.
When I hit with this, there wasn't quite as fullness like this one. It felt a little tighter, and it felt like I know what you're talking about. If this one were to come back like this far and shoot out, this one was coming back about like 80% of the way and then shooting out.
I don't know how else to explain it.
So
I thought it was maybe the RPM being stiffer than alu, but
it could be. The rough of the ALU does soften up the string bed a little bit, and the edge part of the RPM maybe holds tension a little bit more. They're both really good. It's just there's a little bit more of a firmness to this one versus this one. And it looks like you're spinning more here.
Well, see, that's the other thing, right? I'm fraying this. You know me, I don't break strings. Yeah. And it's just this one's fraying a lot, and that, I have yet to really fray Champs Choice. Yeah. I had a chance to play 2 tournaments and a lot of matches end of season. And what I was doing is I was switching rackets every turn. And then I'd have my regular hitting sessions, right? So whenever I was playing and I needed a big serve game, I didn't do my normal rotation. Switch. I went back to Champ Choice.
Got it.
I just felt more confident.
More comfortable here.
Right. Okay. And so I'm like, okay, I really need these points. I better switch to this. Okay. Don't tell my partners because I wasn't playing very well with that
one. Yeah. So I did feel that. This is firmer. I felt like it wanted to spin a little bit more too. Maybe it was, I don't know if it was a string or maybe, like you said, it's psychological, but it felt like this racket wanted to turn up a little bit more, whereas this one wanted to come through a little bit more. It could be the racket too. There might be a slight difference in the balance here, and this one's driving through a little bit more, and this one's not driving through quite as much. It's really close. It's really close, but I know exactly what you mean. So I guess you're going to go back to old standby. I
like it. Yeah, I trust it. I will say, you know what? One very good pro that I had this right off the string bed was on volleys. It seemed like wherever I put the face of this racket, that's where the ball went. Okay. Right? It felt like I can aim. Right. But I just didn't have that power or spin that I can pull with this. Got it. Even though the frame looks like I spun it.
Yeah. Well, gut still gut.
Yeah, bar none. I'll take gut, any kind of gut over anything else so far. All right. Regardless of a Champs Choice. But.
Okay. Well, Patrick, thank you so much for, agreeing to do this test with me. And, I guess we go back to Champs Choice.
Yeah. Can you get that restrung?
Yes.
All right.
We're going to do 20 gauge now.
They make a 20 gauge gut?
No, they make a 20 gauge pour butt. Guys, thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. gosh.
Harry, you played well.
Thank you, Coach. Been feeling really good lately.
That second set, you really came alive. What was it? Strings? Grip? Shoes? What?
It's actually this electrolyte mix from my friends at RTP called Second Wind.
Wow.
I pop that into my water bottle, shake it up, and I'm good to go.
Wow.
That's my other win.